Before we proceed, the introduction. Two friends, the duck and the kangaroo, are about to set out on a long pleasure trip. The kangaroo, though happy to carry the duck all the way on the tip of his tail, is wary of her wet feet. What will the duck do to make the kangaroo feel comfortable over land and sea? Let us find out how they go about it. Now, stanza 1. Extract 1. Said the duck to the kangaroo, "Good gracious, how you hop over the fields and the water too, and if you never would stop." So the duck visits the kangaroo and expresses his surprise over the kangaroo's jump over the fields and water. The kangaroo jumps as if he would never stop. "My life is a bore in this nasty pond, and I long to go out in the world beyond. I wish I could hop like you," said the duck to the kangaroo. The duck says that she is bored with her monotonous life in the pond, nasty pond. He is bored of that living in that unpleasant pond. The duck wants to roam the world and wants to hop like the kangaroo. "Please give me a ride on your back," said the duck to the kangaroo. "I would sit quite still and say nothing but quack." So the duck requests the kangaroo to give him a ride. He promises to sit still and say nothing except quack throughout the day, the whole of the long day through. And we would go to the Dee and the Jelly Bolly, over the land and over the sea. "Please take me on a ride, oh lo, oh do," said the duck to the kangaroo. Now the duck suggests going to the Dee over the land and the Jelly Bolly over the sea. The duck again requests the kangaroo to take him on a ride. So, said the kangaroo to the duck. Third stanza. Said the kangaroo to the duck, "This requires a little reflection. Perhaps on the whole it might bring me luck, and there seems but one objection." The kangaroo listened to the duck and said that he needed to think deeply over the issue. What is that? He requires a little reflection means he used to think he needed to think deeply over the issue. Maybe his company was going to prove lucky for the kangaroo, which is, "If you'll let me speak so bold, your feet are unpleasantly wet and cold, and would probably give me the rheumatiz," said the kangaroo. But the kangaroo had an objection. He might catch the disease named rheumatiz through the duck's cold and wet feet. He was afraid to catch that disease because the duck's webbed feet were wet, and it was cold. They were cold, and he had an objection for that. Now, stanza number 4. Said the duck, "As I sat on the rocks, I have thought over that completely, and I bought 4 pairs of worsted socks which fit my webbed feet neatly." Now, what the duck says, he replies to the kangaroo's fear that the latter may catch rheumatism through the former's wet and cold. Whose latter? Kangaroo. And who is the former? Duck. Wet and cold feet. The duck has thought over that completely, sitting on the rocks, and the duck has bought 4 pairs of woolen socks which fit his feet well. "And to keep out cold, I have bought a cloak, and every day a cigar I'll smoke, and to follow my own dear true love of a kangaroo." And he has also bought a long coat, cloak. What is a CLOAK, cloak? That is a long gown or type long coat to keep out the cold. Besides, he would smoke a cigar every day and he has done all this because the kangaroo has endeared to him and for the love of a kangaroo. Now, stanza number 5. Said the kangaroo, I am ready, all in the moonlight pale, but to balance me well, duck, sit steady and quiet at the end of my tail. The kangaroo is convinced by the duck's answer and gets ready. When the duck said, Ki, I have brought 4 pairs of woolen socks and a long coat to keep cold, and I'll smoke a cigar. So he was ready. He was convinced by the duck's answer and gets ready to give for giving him a ride in the dim light of the moon. The kangaroo asked the duck to sit still at the end of his tail. So away they went with a hop and a bound, and they hopped the whole world 3 times round. And who so happy, oh who, as the duck and the kangaroo. And they jumped around the world 3 times and they were very happy because the duck wanted to tour the world and on the kangaroo's tail, and she was very happy.